Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you had a good start to your morning. Happy asynchronous day. Today we're going to be talking about analyzing small moments and how analyzing small moments can help us to learn about how the author develops characters. I want you to think about how you get to know somebody. In what ways do you get to know someone? The last class said, oh, we ask questions, we talk to them, we watch their body language and we see what actions they do, right? Sometimes we'll look them up on social media. There's a couple of things we do, right? And those are the best ways to get to know somebody. Now, most of the ways that we get to know somebody are not big events that are happening, right? They're very small interactions that are happening, and that's how we get to know people. That is exactly how it is in the world of characterization. When you are in a story, you are paying attention to the small moments and seeing, I noticed that about that character. That's interesting. So today, we're going to be using the same text that we used for the last couple of weeks. This is about the boy who wants to get a better gym to play basketball in. He's willing to go so far for this. He asks his dad to take him, right? We're going to be focusing on this today. The scene that we're focusing on is him looking for the gym and looking to see how long it will take him to get there. Excuse me. So, as I read aloud, I want you to notice what the small moments are. What are they? What are they doing? And what did you learn about the character/characters from these small moments? Okay, so here we go. Here's the reading. Proceed instead to the local library and look up Muni Gym online. Type the address into Google Earth, and you'll discover it's right next to the Air and Space Museum your moms took you and your sis to back in the day. And the Air and Space Museum, if my calculations are correct, isn't but 5 miles from your pop's job at the factory. I'm noticing that at the library, he went to find the location of the gym, and when he goes in, he looks at Google Earth, right? And it's interesting that he notices that the gym is near the Air and Space Museum after he visited earlier. Again, it's kind of a detail that shows that he's kind of brainy. He goes to Google Earth, uses Google Earth, and he's very interested in the Air and Space Museum. It must mean that he's been there a lot if he knows exactly where it is. Also, I think it's really interesting that he's willing to walk 5 miles, right? Let's look back at the text. And the Air and Space Museum, if your calculations are correct, isn't but 5 miles from your pop's job at the factory? Guys, he was planning on walking that. Before his pops will let him, take the car, he was thinking about walking 5 miles. That would take him 2 or 3 hours. Especially if he got some heavy gear on. Yeah, that tells me a lot about him. He's willing to do a lot to play. I mean, I can't even believe it. Wow. It tells me that he's dedicated. Just by that small, action of him looking up that Google Earth and noticing it's 5 miles away. Very interesting. That's a small moment that I noticed. The main point today is that authors use smaller moments in their writing to give the reader a better understanding of the character and their traits. Something that I was talking to my class today about is that a lot of times in books, we notice that there's like a couple paragraphs in the story where we don't feel the need to read it all. We're like, okay, I don't see any important details in there. I'm skipping it. I'm seeing a lot of imagery. I'm seeing a lot of things that don't really matter to me. I'm going to skip over it because it doesn't really develop the story. Well, guess what? In those paragraphs that you decide to skip, and I know a lot of you do it because I do it, there are so many details about the character, right? Maybe you're missing something important, and it would be really horrible if you did, because then sometimes the story doesn't make sense. All right, so I'm going to go through what you're going to do today. The first thing that you need to do today is reading time. You're going to be choosing the last story that you have not read out of the short story folder, and you're going to make sure that you're reading the entire story. I know it might be one of the longer ones, and that's okay. You have 30 minutes. Take notes on the small moments that you notice, because that's what you're going to be writing on. It's located under the Unit 2 Resources Short Stories. Choose the one that you have not read yet. Read it all the way through, and then once you're done, you can move on to the reading log. Now, the reading log is you're just going to record how many pages you read and how long it took you to read it. And then you're going to answer these questions in the response section. Question number 1. Identify one small moment within your text where you learned about a character, main or minor. So it can be a main character or a minor character. Then, after that, tell me what you learned about the character from that small moment and how you know that. So how do you know that they're like that? Give textual evidence as support. So that's what you're doing for the reading log. After you are done with the reading log, you need to submit it. This is the last entry this week. We're starting a new one next week, so please make sure that you submit that reading log. After that, you may work on Lexia. Your goal today is to get Lexia completely done so that we can have it done by Sunday at midnight and you have no homework over the weekend. If you get it done today, you will have no homework this weekend. I will not give you any more than that. Okay, so try to get your Lexia done. I know that you can do it. I will be looking to see if you get it done. All right, and that's all. Don't forget, the one thing that you have to do for sure is the reading log, and then followed by Lexia. So make sure that you're done with the reading log before it's due. The reading log is going to be due at noon. Okay, so make sure you have the reading log completely in and submitted by noon. The video will go away at noon as well. So make sure that you have everything in by noon. Good luck, and I will see you guys when we get back. Bye.